Why creativity? What is this word? And why do we associate creativity to artists, musicians, poets, and writers? Why is creativity for creatives? When did that happen? And why is it that creative practices in school, like fundamental art classes, are the first to get chopped from the curriculum as soon as there are budgetary constraints? Could it be that there's this social or societal perception that these types of classes are for people who want to become artists? Well, what if creativity is not about a profession, but a dimension of one's consciousness? Let's say this consciousness is something we could refer to as adaptive, flexible, dynamic, and open, akin to being a receptor or receivable, where new ideas that could stimulate innovation or outside the box thinking to solve problems or fundamental needs of society that we can, or anyone with common sense can see surrounding us. There's no shortage for the need of creativity. Yet, everyone outside of a creative field seems to think those issues are delegated to those kinds of professions. The politicians should be solving the homeless crisis. CEOs should be solving the transition of society, meaning Blockbuster entering the digital age. What happened? Kodak entering a digital age. A change. What happened? Toys R Us. We entered a new society of marketing and sales. What happened? But CEOs, business doesn't think perhaps this was an issue of creativity within the infrastructure. What about engineering, science, medicine, finance, sports? All these other fields, human needs on the most fundamental level. Perhaps in regards to every aspect of society, the value, the need, the essential spark of what creativity offers is for every aspect of the life we live. Yet, where do we see its nurturing, its development in our education system, in our social system? Why is it that art-oriented classes are becoming virtually non-existent the minute a child enters middle school and then high school? It all becomes about math, science, language. Well, could we be deforming our human potential? There's a study that showed in the last 20 years creativity was in critical crisis of decline. And education systems could be a major pointer to that issue. And why is this so alarming? Well, there's another study from IBM recently done of 1,500 CEOs in 17 countries where the most vital skill set of the future will, in fact, be creativity. So, what's going on? And why do we think creativity is just for creatives when we've already outlined that every field, every career, every discipline, every social need is solved, is developed through a creative process? So, what I'm getting to through my journey and my research, which has been my life's work about the creative process, as an artist, as a creative, as someone who depends on creativity in order to live, in order to evolve, in order to explore new possibility within the scope of my own life, it's always been about how to tap the potential of creativity. And in my case, I discovered that creativity is not a gift. Like other human qualities, for example, you could be gifted with a certain DNA that makes you capable to pursue a certain kind of sport. If you dream to be an NBA star, perhaps the dream alone is not enough. You also need a certain gift of DNA. If you're maybe a certain height, perhaps that might disqualify you altogether if you don't have the physical stature for the needs of that sport. Or perhaps you realized you had a proclivity towards math or science, and so you were more inclined to flourish or flower in a field that utilized such neural skill sets. Well, why do we think that creativity is a gift that is associated in these kind of ways? I'm putting forward that creativity is a teachable ability, almost like a skill set that is accessible to all humans, that it's a birthright of the human condition. Now, in my view, this is not being addressed, and perhaps the studies that I pointed to express this as well. And we could also say, looking around us, that there's a fair share of evidence to demonstrate, well, we have so much technology at our fingertips. We have so much food. We have so much already knowledge about solutions to essentially every problem, including ecological, societal. The list goes on, power and energy. So why are we not able to solve these problems? Even though we have the means, perhaps the simple answer is we don't have the creativity. So, could it be at this time in our collective life together in this world, for those looking to move forward, to solve problems, to innovate, and essentially make this world a better place for everybody, could it be that we should begin to look at creativity and how we can develop and nurture creativity as a core and central component of everyone's education system? How about retreats? How about lectures? How about immersive experiences through seminars, online training? I'm putting forth that in order to see the next stage of our coexistence together flower in the way that we dream it to be, that the solution, the key, is going to be through creativity,